Hi, I'm Pete DeQuincy, and we're going to be watching an extrication drill. This is one of two in a series. This one has one rescuer with one trained staff doing an extrication without a backboard of an adult victim who is passive on the surface, non-spinal, in a depth of 3.5 feet. We're going to go ahead and watch the drill, and then we're going to come back and do a breakdown for the benefit of those new lifeguard instructors and in-service trainers. Here's the video.
Ready? Go! One, two, three.
All right, let's go ahead and do a breakdown. Since there's two rescue teams here, I'm going to focus on the first rescue team that's closest to me, and then I'll go and focus on the second one that's a little farther away. We're going to look at what works and what can be improved upon. So, as we're watching the video, we're going to watch that the first rescuer enters the water into a stride jump, and she's getting rid of her tube. This is a choice that's for the rescuer and also a choice for the agency. Does the agency want to promote this type of behavior? It's going to be their call. I personally think that you should train your rescuers to be able to do the skill with their equipment and without their equipment. There will be at times where there's equipment failure or the chance that the equipment gets separated from the rescuer. So you want to train them in both methods. Looking at the rescuer, she did a stride jump, she's getting there real quick, and you'll notice here that the victim is facing away from the wall. She's going to have to do kind of a heave-ho method to get the victim up and moving in the direction towards the wall. There, take a look at that. Take a look at the victim's head. Notice how there's a certain amount of stiffness in the victim's neck. This victim is not a true passive victim because the head would be unsupported at this time and the rescuer would need to do that. So that's one comment that I would make towards the victim to say, hey, let's work on your being a very true passive victim. Alright, from here, the biggest challenge she's going to have is getting that weight of the victim moving in the direction towards the wall. Okay, she's doing pretty good at that. She's doing pretty good at that. We've got the trained staff on the deck ready to receive. She's going to pass the victim. The trained staff's going to grab underneath the armpits. Good. And again, you're still seeing that the head is unsupported, but the victim isn't passive. If this was a passive victim, the trained staff would be cradling the head in her forearm so it wasn't moving around, all right, and it was mobilized. The rescuer is moving in a position that she can support the victim, lifting him out of the water and sliding him out without scraping the back. The victim's pulled out of the water just enough, all the way to the knees, where they're lowered to the ground, still cradling the head to protect it, and the trained staff is opening up the airway to do a primary assessment. This looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second staff, or second rescue team, to see what's going on there and do an assessment. Alright, so we have the second team. She enters the water. She too chooses not to have her tube. She gets out there very quickly, and this victim is slightly submerged, so she's going to try to get that victim's head up out of the water. Alright, that's going to be key. Looks good, looks good. And from here, this victim is also not being a true passive victim. The victim supporting their own head. If this was a passive victim, the rescuer would probably be cradling the victim's head on her shoulder. Alright, holding it there. As it gets back, she's getting towards the wall. And this is where it slightly changes, right there. Did you see that? Let's go back and take a look at that. So this rescuer transitioned from holding the victim underneath the armpits and then moves her arms up to grab the wrist and then support in a modified head splint. She passes the hands to the trained staff that's on the deck, which is really slick on how that was done. And then she takes on the job of being able to lift the victim, who's now kind of in a modified sitting position. So she's going to lift the victim up, get his bum up above the water and onto the deck, and the trained staff's going to lower the victim down. Good, nice and slow, and move into doing a primary assessment. That looked nice. My comment about both of these types of technique work well for this type of gutter system. So keep that in mind. Lastly, again, your agency is going to decide if you want your staff to be using equipment or not using equipment, having that flexibility. Thanks for watching.